back to my channel. This is April Joy. Today we're going to be talking about taking accountability and knowing that you are your worst enemy when it comes to this thing called life. It's going to be a lot of people who don't want to hear this one. I'm sorry about it. But the first step to taking accountability is looking at the man or the woman in the mirror. You have to understand that it's not you versus your family. It's not you versus your friend. It's not you versus your job. It really all relies on you. You have to take accountability for being in your own way. I think it's a real cop-out to blame your lack of growth on other people. I'm not saying that, people can't influence you in a negative way, but ultimately you have the power to make that decision on if you want to continue to foster that energy or not. It's not you versus them. It's you versus your low self-esteem. It's you versus your lack of discipline. It's you versus your childhood. It's you that chooses not to take those necessary steps that's needed for your advancement. No one is holding you against your will. The only people who could really say that they're not able to be free at their leisure are people who are locked up. And even then, I was reading this article the other day. It's this man who is doing a life sentence, who wrote a whole book, who got a book deal from inside the prison walls. And it's really no excuse. You know what I'm saying? There are people who are running businesses from a payphone. If you are the boss that you say you are, you're going to get it any means necessary. You're going to utilize all the resources that you have around you to accomplish what you need to accomplish. If you have the resources to function on this planet, you have food to eat, you're healthy, you have a sound mind, there is nothing that can defeat you. You have to figure out what it is that's distracting you. You have to get to the root of those issues and break those mental barriers, because essentially, yes, it's all mental. Every thought, every action, every decision that we make affects the outcome of our lives. We have to be cognitive of the power that we have. We have to speak life into ourselves. Words are powerful. Words are like signals that go into the universe and attract to us the things that we want. If you think low of yourself, if you speak low of yourself, you're vibrating at a low frequency and you're not going to attract the right things that you need. You know what I'm saying? But when you hold yourself at a high standard and really truly have a faith system within yourself, you will attract the right things. Your emotions are the indicator to your destiny. How we feel about ourselves is always going to be a reflection of our reality. It's a lot of people who are maneuvering around in their adulthood life who are planted in their childhood trauma. It's people who will never be able to experience a blissful adulthood experience because they're still affected by things that happened to them in the past. They never, identified the root of their issues and they're mentally stuck. They never got clarity or closure as to why they're lashing out in their adulthood. People love blaming other people. People love looking for excuses outside of themselves to justify their downfall. They're constantly blaming others for not making any progress in life instead of realizing that the issues that they have are internal. It's internal turmoil, it's internal doubt, internal hindrance. They make everybody else around them the villain. And that's something that, is truly unhealthy, because when people are hypersensitive like that and they make everybody around them the villain, it becomes a burden, to the people that really love them, because they have to walk around on fragile eggshells. They have to protect you because you're lashing out and you're not dealing with what's going on the inside. They can't, fully be who they are around you. They can't have their best experience with you because you're constantly looking for something negative. You're constantly not at peace with yourself and you're projecting that on other people. This is something that's like really detrimental that people do, and it's highly unattractive. Accountability is maturity. Accountability is attractive. Accountability shows growth. It's you versus you. You can be your biggest fan or you can be your own worst enemy. You got to choose one. If you truly love yourself, you wouldn't be afraid to face yourself. When you face yourself, that's the first step to embarking on a whole new journey. I get it. Old habits die hard. You know what I mean? But it's important to empower yourself every step of the way. Nobody is walking around happy 24/7. It's simply not possible. But when you get a grip on who you really are and you start to tackle, your mental health, you alleviate some of the pain. For some people, the door will never be shut. When they had things happen to them, that it's like, listen, it's too painful. I can't forget it, but you can alleviate some of that pain by acknowledging what the problem is, and it will make your life more blissful. You know what I'm saying? It will amplify your experience if you truly get to the root of what's going on and identify it and move forward. People let their downfalls and things that they're not proud of from their past hold them captive. These are things that don't exist. What happens to you happens to you. It's in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't go back and undo it. You can hinder yourself by constantly reliving those moments in your mind. You're keeping yourself stagnant when you're constantly thinking about things that don't exist anymore. If you think about it, you're holding yourself hostage by the figment of your imagination, because all those moments you'll never get back. So why are you giving it so much power by continuing to let that be a part of your life and your progress? You know, the moment that we have right now is all that matters. What we have now, we are equipped with the tools to attract the things that we want. You know, in order to get that, you got to create that mentally by being positive, speaking life into yourself, by really being clear on what it is that you want and working towards that every single day. Go full-fledged, because when you're constantly building that momentum, the only way you can go is up. I don't know why humans are so comfortable with negativity. Like, people find comfort in not breaking patterns and habits. You know, we've all had some fucked up shit happen to us, but it shouldn't define who we are. You know, people are fearful of their best self. For some odd, strange reason, humans are wired that way. They're afraid of how great they are. They're afraid of the journey. They're afraid of breaking those patterns and embarking on new things in order to be their best self. We have to really break those barriers. It's all mental. When you truly get down to the root of your issues, you have a conscious shift. The world as you know it, it's going to shift with you. When your thoughts shift, your world shifts. You know, the world is nothing but a reflection of you. The world mimics your every move. So when you're putting out positive energy into the world gives that back to you in the physical form of something that you really, truly want. So it's you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it ain't your friend, your homie, it ain't, you know, the people at your job getting on your nerves. It's you. I think it's really important that, you know, I put that message out there to remind people that we are powerful and we have the power to take ourselves to the next level. Don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate all the comments and the likes that you guys been giving my videos. Do not be afraid to interact with me. I love interacting with new people. You know, I love hearing you guys' perspective on things. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you. Happy holidays. I love